when we started this organization 21 years ago, well, actually 22 years ago, we never thought that we would still be here doing what we do. We started when I was diagnosed in 1990, and I met 5-6 other women at the YWCA downtown for a breast cancer support group. When we came to that support group, the black women there were all like, oh my God, thank goodness there's other black women, because we thought we were the only black women in the state that probably had breast cancer, because we didn't know anyone personally that had breast cancer.
I think that AABCA is a very important group to be a part of when you're going through something that's as frightening as breast cancer, or any kind of cancer is frightening. And so when you have a support group that helps you through your struggles, it's much easier. It's a hard way to toe, and having all of the people there for you whenever you need them, giving you information and love and support, that helps you get through it.
I'm a family member of a cancer survivor. My sister was diagnosed for a second time with cancer about a year ago, and we were all really unhappy about that, because she had already had a diagnosis of cancer about 15 years ago. So for her to be diagnosed a second time, we were really concerned about her health. As a family member, and I wanted to be there for my sister, I really wanted to support her, and everyone in my family wanted to support her. She is the mother of 2 lovely boys, and we certainly didn't want them to lose their mother at a very young age. My sister was diagnosed in her early 50s.
She found it in the mammogram, and it was a small first-stage breast cancer, so everyone was hopeful that since I had done all the treatments that I was pretty much cancer-free. And then again in 2009 I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and this time I had 3 types of cancer in one breast. So a total I had about 5 tumors. So I was told that a mastectomy would be my best bet in getting all the tissues and things out. So in 2009 I had the double mastectomy. I also went through chemotherapy. I had a lot of trouble with the mastectomy, and because I was going to do the reconstruction at the same time, so that didn't work out because I got a lot of different infections, and I had to take they put a stretcher inside your breast to stretch your skin to make your new breasts, and I had to have that removed and then put back in. So it was a lot of trauma for me.
So I did a self-exam, and I didn't find a lump. My complete right breast was hard. So that made me think that this was a sign, you know, that I need to take care of this. So immediately called my family doctor. Probably took me sometime that week to come in to the doctor. Went to the doctor. They said, well, we got to send you to ultrasound, got to get a mammogram. This was May. By the time I was officially diagnosed, it was June 26th, so it took a long time.
We asked ourselves those questions. We went through several focus groups asking women, what do you know about breast cancer? Why don't we talk about it? Why don't we come together and be a group? What's keeping us back? And of course, the answers were clear. Certainly, the stigma of cancer in the black community was one of the majority reasons why people just didn't come together. They didn't want to talk about the big C, because from their experience, the big C meant death.
I was still going through treatment, you know, and I was really having a hard time with chemo, and just meeting all of the ladies that were there, and everyone was on a different journey. And there were long-time survivors, short-time survivors, people who were going through treatment like myself, and I bonded with a couple ladies who, you know, we were right around the same time frame, that, you know, we are still really close to today. So I think for me, what AABCA did was just showed me that I wasn't alone. So even though I had tons of support from family and friends and church members, you do need that support of people who really know what you're going through.
Well, the sisterhood of the AABCA is one that shows the strength of African American women in the time of adversity. And many of the women have had terrible bouts with breast cancer and some of the repercussions of the medication that they're taking. And this sisterhood of African American women really keeps everybody not just talking about the illness, but also having fun and able to laugh about some of the trials and tribulations that accompany this disease, as well as just learning about how to take care of yourself when you have this disease.
I had been to a support group through the hospital. I was the only black woman in about 40. And I said, I know that I cannot be the only black woman diagnosed with breast cancer. This can't be so. It was a very cold situation where they just weren't very warm and just not very welcoming. Well, I listened to radio, probably, and Riona was on there talking about a support group for women, African American women. Before she got the radio, I had already called her number. And so she called me as soon as she got home. And we talked about what the support group is about, and I said, this is for me. This is the support group for me.
Well, a lot of women talk about, well, it's never going to happen to me. Why should I do self-breast examinations? I go in for my mammogram, once a month, once a year, and it's like, it's never enough. You don't want to be obsessive about it, but you need to check yourself. And you need to know your body. You need to know when your body has changes, and you need to be aware of it. And be aware of your body at all times.
I want everyone to know that I'm proud to be a breast cancer survivor, because this is what a survivor looks like.
I believe that survivors really have been put in this position to be a champion for this disease, to be empowered, to inspire, and to encourage others.
I am what a survivor looks like. Somebody that's happy to be alive. Happy that breast cancer came into my life for a reason. I was young. I was diagnosed with at the age that they say most African women get breast cancer, which is between 37 and 38 years old. That's me. But it's not a death sentence. Breast cancer is not a death sentence.
When we go to the Sister Thriving and Surviving weekend, it's not about self-pity. It's not about, oh, I'm feeling so bad. I mean, some of the women probably do feel really bad, but when we put on our pajamas and have our pajama parties and have our AABCA Soul Train dance-a-thon, we don't care about breast cancer. We're all about living in the moment and having as much fun out of life as we can make. And it's not about worrying about, am I going to survive? You live in the moment and you try to keep your focus on day by day that you're going to make it, and that you're going to have the strength of the sisterhood behind you, as well as whoever you decide your creator is. Those are the strengths that I think bring the AABCA organization and African American women the survival that they need for breast cancer.